welcome to Little Arrow Soaps. Today we are working on some more restocks as well as getting back to restocking our regular collections. So, on Monday, I guess it was, it feels like forever ago since we've taken a couple days. Excuse me, that's why we took yesterday. So Monday we made the base for our infected soap. So today I'm going to start the frosting for that so that that can set up, and then we will pipe that a little later. In order to do that, we've got just a half recipe here. We're going to start with our chartreuse. Now this one, we do a single color, but we're going to add a second color later because we want it to look like it's kind of morphing and blending. And that'll be good. So we'll just blend our chartreuse green in here now. Get that nice sickly green color. And then we'll add our lye water solution. And get blending. Make sure we're getting that all in. And we're getting it nice and well blended so it can start setting up for us. Because if I try to make it and then use it right away, it will not be set up. Because that's just not how fate works. Okay. That looks like it needs a tiny bit more time. Hello, Midnights. Hello, Frogman. Thank you all for coming in. God, have we really been on this? 9 months, I guess, now? Wow. Okay. Tap this all off here. I'm going to set this off to the side, rinse this, and get some lye for our first soap. Zulu, could I trouble you to pull up a photo of our second breakfast soap so I can see what order I put the colors in? I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'd like them to match. I remember all the colors, but the order is escaping me. Okay. We have our lye, we have our oil. Let's make our layer colors. So we have 5 different layers, but only 4 of them are getting colored. We will start with our chartreuse. Then ballet slippers. Then lavender. And then Aphrodite. Getting low on that one, but I have more of it. Just a touch in each one. Hello, Erin. Welcome back. Mixing up our colors for some soap tonight. Remaking Second Breakfast from our Hobbits collection. I'd love to remake Afternoon Tea, but I just don't have all the stuff for it. May get there eventually. May bring it back at some point. Okay. Yes, they're so shiny, so pearly. Now for this one, this is a blend. The sinuses have dried up and shifted to asthma. Yay! I'm right there with you. Got the cold and the gross. Alright, this is Sunday brunch, which looks and smells like maple syrup. A little French toast. Some strawberry vanilla. And for freshness, some lemon. Set that aside. Ooh, this is setting up quickly. I might have to do that sooner than I thought. Okay. We'll add our lye water into everything. Get it blending up. Okay. Now, slide this over, bring these guys back, and let's divide up. Should be good. Childish dishes. What are our plans for After Wicked this Saturday? Well, to be fair, this plan was thrust upon me. I did agree to it though. But our plans are to stay up all night, grilling meat, and then eat cereal, play video games, and then regret our life choices in the morning when we have company over. Yay! Okay, not grilling, forgive me. We will be barbecuing. Alright. So, let's get this color mixed in on our happy, nice, bright Easter eggy color. And we'll add some of our fragrance oil. That tones us down quite a bit. I actually think I want to go a little more blue. I feel as though I have missed Tenor make a big blunder. I do not know what happened. It was bad. Oh God. No, it was great. That's not reassuring coming from you, Zulu. Okay. First layer is together. My second layer will then be pink. So as that sets up, let's get this color blended in. Again, I think I went a little light on the colors this time. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they do call it food porn, right? getting firmer. While I'm adding color to things, I'm just going to go ahead and increase the amount in the next two. Safe to say they're a little undersaturated as well. New measuring spoon, it's different. Let's see how that's doing. Still too soft to pipe. But we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, that's firm enough that we should be able to go. Just a moment here. Yeah, that looks just like you eating cereal, Zulu. We'll level that layer out. We'll let that one do its thing, and then we go to green next. Crafting, welcome. Welcome on in. We're just waiting for this layer to set up a little bit. Then we'll get the next one going, and then the next one, and then we'll have our top ready to go. In the meantime, I'm going to wash the blender head real quick off screen so that it's ready for our next batch as soon as we're ready for our next batch. Alright, how's that? That's doing pretty well. Just a little bit longer, I think. Just a moment or so more. Again, I'm going to keep prepping for that next batch. There's oh so much to do behind the scenes. Our next batch will be fear, or not fear, be prepared. Inspired by Scar from Hawaiian King. We're going to do it a little different from last time because we know that this fragrance oil decelerates or slows down the process. We're going to do kind of modified layer. Tried to scrape it before, but it slows down. And scraping plus a slow does not work. Tenor? Tenor not doing well? Tenor's just having an off night, guys. Be nice to him. And bounce that one even. I'll let that one start to set up. Luckily this blend sets up pretty quick, so not too much waiting around. I finally opened my Pokemon-ish themed yarn. Oh, that's awesome. Come on, mix in. Being stubborn today. And streaky. Less streaky. Almost set up. We'll give it a moment. I even got a Pokemon charm. Oh, cute! Yes, I have a collection. Indeed. That's how they tend to start. Little by little. All starts with one. Oh, that's cute. And then suddenly you have a corner in 3 of the rooms of your house full of Squishmallows. Yeah. That is how it starts, right, Zula? I mean, to be fair, my living room pile is the biggest. You are starting to collect bookmarks, aren't you? Good thing we have a whole bookcase full of books that need marks in them. Nope, I will not rush this. Will not rush it. I will have nice even layers like I did last time. I just backed Sense's new Kickstarter, and level 1 backed got me 3 more. Nice. By the way, still setting up. I'm gonna mix this in, which will kind of re-liquefy this all. So that pouring will be nice and easy. I'll turn and very delicately pour this on top. So laying the spatula down breaks the fall pressure so that it doesn't dent the underlayer. Then once you kind of have enough of it there, it just falls into itself and isn't an issue. Then we let this set for a moment. We have our gold glitter on standby. I see a by the way, but I see no follow-up to the by the way. Why no follow-up? Must follow through. Must get more live for next recipe. Cheesecake has much progress. Cheesecake. For instance, this fellow Moco amazing watercolor artist, among other things, just started their first Kickstarter. I know I mean the world to her if you give her some backing. Find it here. Ooh, very pretty. Very nice. Always here to support the makers. No, a little soft still. Want to be where I want it to be. No lighter. Just blow on it. Yes, I wish I could. I wish that would make a difference. I also wish that wouldn't cause a coughing fit, but we are where we are. Senses. Always with the spelling things wrong. I'm sorry. I'll stop dying tomorrow. But for tonight, you have me as I am. Zulu, can you bring me my cup? Please. It's not a bath bomb day. I can have water on the table. Maybe I'll stop coughing as much. But I'm definitely dehydrated. Better not die tomorrow. Okay, can I die for like 6 hours in about 3 hours? Just short term, you know. Temporary death. Temporary death only. Okay, that's a deal. I can live with that deal. Oh, right. Pat. Which cup do I want? I want my Galaxy cup. Spray the glitter. So much glitter. Oh, sweet. Thank you. So this is my first ever resin cup that I got. And it's really pretty. And it's really shiny. I love it. Ah. Yes, good water. Tasty water. Go do my mod job of harassing friend. Go harass! Do what you must. Where to put these? This will work. Alright. So, for my next batch of soap, I need 3 colors and some glow powder. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna wipe these out with a towel because I think a little water got in the mica, and that's why the mica would be a pain in the butt. I'm second guessing my math, so let's math together. So I did 2 single recipes, so that's 1 + 1 = 2. And then I did a half recipe, which is 0.5, so 2.5. And then I have a 3.5 recipe. So that brings me up to 6. Yep, I mathed for an extra batch of soap. So I guess we're gonna do an extra batch of soap. What to do. What do I have? What can you do? So I batched for 7. I'm like looking at my jug and I'm like, that looks like too much oil for a 3.5. Oh, what are we at? What have we added? What are we excited for? Well, soap making's not going very well tonight, I guess. But your plugin works, or whatever you want to call that thingy works. Yeah, that sounds about right on the spelling disadvantage. All right. Then we need a little spatula. Try and get all the color out of here. scrapey. This is the last I have of this. I have more on the way. I forgot this is the last I have of this. Alright. Throw it this way so I don't keep thinking I have it. And then to this, we add Glow Green. Loosen the Glow Green. So that then leaves me with the question of which other soap I should redo. And I'm thinking Harley. I have everything for it. I have extra piping, so I can do that. So that's what I think I'll do. I just gotta find that tool. But that's okay. We can find that tool during an ad break. That should do it. Looking firm again. Oh, are you where I want you? You are. Okay. After this, we'll cut and pipe infected, and then we'll move on from there. We forgot to add a little oil here, so we're going to add that now. Little oil. Little oil. They're a beautiful little flower if they weren't so, terribly frightening. Scrape it down. nice saturation on our black. Oh good, there's actually enough of this to actually make it truly green. Worried it'd be a little light. That's okay, it is what it is and it's perfect. And then our off green as well. All right. Then, because this fragrance decelerates everything, I can just add it all right now. That will just be everything left in this bottle. A little mix in here so that it's all in. So we're gonna go with the same basic layering idea, but a little different. There's a different technique that I've seen. I've been curious how it comes out, and I think this would be a good time to try it. So we're gonna have our 3 soaps here. We're just gonna pour in a couple of different sections along the soap. And at first it doesn't make a huge difference because, well, it's all going in the same spot. But as we get up higher, it'll start to interact in different ways. There, you can kind of see it starting to change the way it interacts a little. That's freaking dope. I just wish the first batch was done like that. No, I have never done this method before, but I've been curious to try it, and I figure, hey, this one stays liquid for a while, so it'd probably be good for it. Because staying liquid allows it to make more interesting shapes. That looks pretty good to me. Kind of trippy looking. I like it. Green smoke, yes. So, I'm gonna move this guy aside. Then this is ready for piping. I don't want to push the limits too much on that. Bring it over. Affected. Over. Cutter. Bring over the chair. This takes more focus. Our additive color for later. Scissors are here. Piping tips are here. Last step, I need a paintbrush, which should be close. This one shall work perfectly. How are you? Good. Huh? It dribbles. Squeaky bags. Huh?
That's gonna be fun to see.
Yeah, I'm really curious how it turns out. I've seen people do it as both a top-down pour and the vertical cuts, but I don't remember what it looked like vertical cuts. But I know the top-down's cool. But we are a vertical cut shop.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Don't get enough from the horizontal cuts.
No, you do not. It's a lot more work too. And a lot more waste.
Mm-hmm. Those Dixie cuts, I swear we got more in sample bars than we did actual bars.
We 100% did. 100%. Alright. So, my first piping bag is here. We're gonna put a few blobs in here. Would you like to try piping? Because this one is all
No.
about chaos.
No, I'm just gonna watch for the first one. I like your idea of practicing with cream cheese first.
Yeah. It works. Alright.
You don't watch that?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
Our chaos bar can be chaotic. Perfect. Beautiful. Shiny.
I love that sound.
It's so good. Ooh, you're too big. That's right. I had you set for sample bars.
Glad you found that out now.
Yeah. Because it's too big for one bar, but not enough for two. Bars! These are basic and simple, and I'm going to turn them on their side in a minute, so I'm just going to cut them quickly.
They're simple for now.
For now. Soon, they will be the most elaborate bar on my table. Until I bring back Space City next week.
I don't know. They're saying,
Yeah. Space City takes a whole year.
Have we made Space City on the stream before?
We have not.
Exciting.
It will be. Ooh, I have a slightly chunky end piece. I'm gonna make one for us again. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we could totally do that.
We could do that and the
Mission bar.
Mission. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, man.
Can you bring me a cookie sheet?
From the...
One of the smaller ones. Alright. So, these are done in a couple parts. And the first part is some rolling cordyceps. Perfect. I just need something to be able to transfer it to that table to sit overnight.
Gotcha.
Or even paper towel.
Nice.
This gets brushed down.
There you go.
You are the best. Thank you. Bring this up a little higher so you guys can see what I'm doing. Taking the brush and pulling this edge down so it looks more like it's growing out of it as opposed to laying on top of it. Dude. Yeah, for those unaware, we will be part of the summer raid train event of the Bakers and Crafters next Saturday. Yes, we will. We'll post some more details about our time slot and everything next week, so that if you want to, you can tune in. And we'll be making our Space City bar, which is one of my favorite bars is one of the bars that we can only make once a year. Even if we wanted to make it every week, we can't. It's not physically possible. And you'll find out why if you tune in. These are going nicely. Now that I kind of figured it out on the first go through. Even if we're the only ones who like these, which I already know we're not. I would definitely make these again. Maybe I should do more mushroom-inspired soaps. If we were the only ones to like them, we would not be making them a second time. Indeed, we would not. But I'd want to. I'd want to take the technique and do something else with it. Squishy squishy. This painting technique is technically like for like soap embroidery. So there's a way you can do it that it basically looks like the whole soap's been embroidered, and it's really pretty. But I think it looks better as fungus lines. Grim out of the kitchen. Oh, you're going in the bedroom. Bedroom is allowed. right there. There we go. Oh, I love how it looks. I wish I could smell it right now, but I'm far too congested. Big solace in knowing it smells amazing. Yes, I shall. Because it does. Probably my new favorite floral of ours. Yes. Remember the first time you made this and thought you would intentionally explode it? Yeah, kind of hoped I would explode it. And who's to say I won't try in the future? But yeah, no explosion, just good soap. You're the last one that needs this part done. Right, that part's done. Now we're gonna move into the little one. Squeaky bag. So now for this one, I'm gonna take some of this. About that. There's my other container. There it is. Okay. That much. Lob it in there. Maybe a little. Then we're going to add a little red. Just a little. More red. Well, not much more red. I'm gonna grab this bag. We're gonna put our little flared tip in here. I cut that too big. Crap. Try that again. Hello, Lady L. Welcome on in. How are you this evening? What have you been up to? Ooh, got your hair done. Always a nice thing to go out and have done. This looks good. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna put in some of this. Just like that, as is. And then some of this. And then we're gonna add more color. $200-ish later. Oh yeah. If you've gotten it done right though, you gotta do it right. Only so far a $20 haircut gets you. I say as someone who has not gotten my hair done in years at this point. But my hairstyle's moved away, so that's my excuse. You left me. Down the soap. Let's make some clusters of cordyceps. it's still kind of green, we'll just do 1 or 2. The question is, do you or do you not feel bonita? That is the question, Lady L. Do you? Hey, Quicksilver. Bonita. Beautiful. Do we often forget that people who aren't from the South or California don't really know Spanish? There's no reason to. I know how to say please stand clear of the doors. Being from the South, primarily Texas, and originally myself from California, even if you don't speak Spanish, you kind of know stuff because it's just around you all the time. That is an interesting choice. Wow. Okay. So where's the library? Good tenor, I suppose. It was definitely entertaining. Was it accurate? No. But it was what it was. Just for pressure's sake, raise this up a little. Anywho, this is all important. This is all that's important. Happy to hear it, yes. I'm glad that you like it. I'm glad you're happy. That at the end of the day is the most important part. Plus, having someone scrub your scalp and play with your hair just always feels so good. Oh, it looks very good. Love the colors. Damn, I miss colored hair. The best. Alright. So, one more bag. This bag should... Oh, so squeaky. Squeak. Can't believe a children's hospital of all the places won't let her have it. I know, it's stupid. And they're like, it's because of Joint Commission. Well, what's a bunch of people in suits have to say about my water bottle and my hair? They get to pick one, frankly. Joint Commission is stupid. Ask the nurses in your life. What's the point of being an accredited hospital if your hospital has to follow rules that don't make sense? That are stupid and actually counterproductive and counterintuitive. Not even like it's our board. It's this group of people that we pay money to come in and accredited us, or accredit us, whatever the fucking term is. And all they do is walk around our building and judge us about how we can do better. I'm sorry, but I'm not a surgical suite. If I want to tape a kid's art to the wall, I should be allowed to tape a kid's art to the wall. Stupid. Yay, cordyceps. I didn't know about the colors until it's done. Oh, is your stylist using your hair for portfolio photos and stuff? One of my stylists did that. It was always fun. Get some crazy stuff, but so pretty. Oh, that's super fun. Love that idea. Wish I could. Very jealous. Appropriately jealous. Aldana, when's your birthday? You can't just drop that and not explain. Saturday! Well, happy early birthday. I hope you have fun. Good plans. Do something at least somewhat irresponsible. Almost done with these guys. Oh, I just took some of that off. Alright. That's done. We come back to this one. Did I leave this one alone for too long? I may have. You still need the second breakfast image? No, I do not still need the second breakfast. I am long done with that one. A little extra stoopage. Hello, Ratsky. How are you? Lurk away if you must. We appreciate you saying hi, though. Oh, so funny bit of news that I heard this morning. Um, One of our neighborhood parks was shut down the other day because they were investigating what they thought was a body in the park. And it turns out it was one of those really expensive sex dolls. It's like super realistic. And someone just dumped it, and someone else found it and thought it was a body. And apparently it took them hours to figure out it was not a real body. Well, I'm relieved, I guess. I'm more concerned about who's dumping presumably used high-end sex dolls. Like, who has that kind of money? Because those things are expensive from what I know. are safely away. That leaves us with a lot extra to put into the Falcon. Oh, Ratsky, I'm glad you managed to not lose your finger. But, yeah. Could have been a lot worse. I'm glad you are okay. We all are. But we are a little bit disappointed that we don't get to make jokes about your missing finger. So next time we're going to have you try just a little bit harder. Cannot read that. Yeah, you're gonna have to. Alright, squishy squish. Squish squish. A little more to fill on this guy. But that is where we are with that. Alright. So, for the next soap. So, I accidentally made too much soap batter. So, I need to figure out what I'm gonna make. Talked about making pudding. Then I just used up all of that mix. I'm trying to think, what's one of our other simple ones? I've got lemon lavender. I guess I could just make an extra bar of lemon lavender on top of the amount that I already have. Because then I would have to make it as soon. You talk about 1 cent you have. I have so many cents. Let me run to the soap room real quick because I need to grab a color anyway, no matter what we end up doing. Let me go grab that and then I'll be back. still have my lavender lemon. But even more so, I don't have enough white for the other soap that I'm doing. So we're going to make just a plain unscented white bar with the intention of shredding it to use in a future soap. And that solves all of my problems. Beautiful. All right. I have a big pot of oil. Good night, Ratsky. Get some rest. Grim, get out of the kitchen. Out. We have not tried the presses, but we will be trying them this weekend. The clay is ready, so we will be trying them. Oh, the molds? No, we will also be trying molds this weekend. Everything will be tried out by next Wednesday at the latest. So, yeah, we shall give you feedback on everything. They look amazing. Just a little small. But I'm excited to try them out. They're going to be super. And I can't wait to show them off either. I think that's a great idea. We shall try them out, see how they work, give any feedback as necessary, and we'll let you know. But again, thank you so much for making those. We're very excited to use them. And what other possibilities up? Alright, I have a giant vat of oils and a large amount of lye water, so we're going to combine them. Come on. Wipe. Okay. Are you guys on any watch list for the supplies you buy in bulk? Probably. Probably. All the lye and the weird amounts of olive oil. Definitely get weird looks when I'm at Costco buying like 80 to 100 pounds of 80 to 100 pounds of baking soda at a time. Yeah, we'll buy like a flat of baking soda and a flat of olive oil, so we'll buy like 6 to 12 olive oil bottles at a time. It sure is fun, but it definitely confuses people. That's nice and combined for now. And we're just gonna pour off into this guy. Beautiful. Nice and easy, simple star bar. All right, move this gently away. Let's bar. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go measure out my fragrance oil properly because this fragrance oil combo, I grabbed lime instead of lemon. Let me go grab the lemon instead. Or Zula, can you grab me lemon? I grabbed lime in a green jar. Yes, please. It should be in one of the white boxes in the cabinet. I'm starting to separate my business money from personal money and starting to drum up business so things are actually moving. Nice! Yeah, it can take a bit to get solvent. We're still working on that. Getting closer and closer though. This safety thing is so intense. They do not want this to rupture. They don't want me to get in it either. Oh my god. A little intense. Another layer. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I have 3.5. 4, 6, 7. Total means we need it'll be in the closet where all the fragrances are, but on the little shelf thing. It'll say lemon essential oil, the green metal bottle. Out of the kitchen here.
All the way in the back.
Thank you. There's that. I need just a little more.
They also verified that we have plenty of cucumber melon scent.
Yes, we do. all my fragrance oils. Now I'm going to get my color mixed up. I'm going to pour off into here. This aside a bit. This is a large amount. Come on, empty out. I need every bit of you. Perfect. All right. Now we shall mix these up. In there part of the way. We'll get this in part of the way as well. We'll go about half of this. Perfect. And let's blend it up. And we'll come in here and do the same. flat mold here. We'll start off with mostly purple at the bottom. A little bit more. Hello, our subs. I just had a random brainwave. Care to join me on this adventure? Sure, I'll join you on this adventure. What is your brainwaving? So we're trying to direct people to bar of soap they like. I think we're asking their own questions. Possibly. What do you think we should be asking instead? Oh, there's vigorous typing. I was asked what kind of scents do you like, and I think we might be hearing what traditional soap scents do you like. Yeah, I could see how that's happening. How do we stop that, though? Ooh, this is developing slightly orange today. I used a different colorant than usual. But that's definitely orange. Huh. I wonder if it's the lemon oil that's actually changing, because I went with a different company. Or no, I didn't go with a different company. Nature's Garden changed their supplier on lemon essential oil, on all essential oils. I wonder if that's making the color and the thickness different. I'm not going to be upset because I actually like it being thicker a little faster, but I'm trying to figure out. It is definitely behaving differently today. It is nice to not have to sit here for hours, poke it until it's ready. Yeah, maybe it won't take 2.5 months to cure. That'd be really nice. But we shall see. But it's definitely more of a peachy orange. I know it shows up better yellow on camera. But we shall see. It may stay that way, it may go lighter. We'll find out. The ever-changing other side that we can't control because they don't really tell us, oh, we retested this. So, here's what it is now. Alright, so we have that. We have our slightly new iteration of Be Prepared, which I'm really excited for. Our remake of Second Breakfast. And then we have our one extra basic bar. This is what we have made today. I'm going to clear this all up, and then we actually have soap to cut. Yes, it is time to run a cutting poll. We have Great Responsibility, Wanda, and Fear. So I'm going to move these guys to their resting place, and then I'll bring in the cutter and begin to cut soap. Alright. Clean up space. Alright. We have our cutter, which is going to get a little wiped down because it needs one. Now, we did slightly new techniques, a slightly new technique on Great Responsibility in an effort to get a tighter spider web. Grim, get out of the kitchen. Thank you. Wanda, we went a little more aggressively with our scrapes. Grim, that walking to the other side of the kitchen does not count. Go. Oof. What's gonna win? And we also used a new colorant on all of these, which, gonna be honest, not too thrilled with it. I think I'm gonna go back to my other supplier for red. They also supply some of my glitters, so it's not like I was trying to get rid of them entirely. They just have the best red on the market. They really do. Time is running low. Whatever shall you do? Fear. All right. Let us start with fear then. Get our stuff out of here a little bit. Move our losers out of the way. And let's cap it. Okay. The red turned out okay in this one. It's still a little pinky, but it's red enough. Looks more red in person, but it looks good. The pull on that hanger swirl is intense. I like it. Looking real nice. Like the swirling up top. The mica line inside really pulls it all through. There's a reason this one sells out quickly. Are a little different. It's looking good. All right. What do we want next? Great Responsibility or Spider-Gwen? Gotta see. We gotta pick. So we have Spider-Gwen or Gwanda and Spider-Man. Great Responsibility. One day I'll learn how to spell that. Ah! Someday. It's always good to have a goal, you know? Ugh. Nope, your new goal is entirely to learn how to spell that. You need no other goals in life. All right, Spider-Man. Let's do it. All right. Ooh, significantly more hanger swirl there. Yeah. The layers are much thinner like I wanted. I like it. I like it a lot. And it looks like just that tail end of the red turned a little pink. But I can deal with that. I can deal with that really well. Yeah, this is far from amusable, but to be honest, I do not love how it turned out. Red that is. Oh yeah, I'm going back to the other red. I tried it. They call this a true red. I disagree. Even the powder looks pink. I don't know. I think it's just a really deep pink. So, I'm going to go back to Nurture soaps for their red instead. It is a better red. But you know, you never know until you try. And I like all the other colors from Mad Micas. This is just not their best. Everything else I love though. Alright. And then Spider-Gwen. To finish us out for the evening. And the thinner lines turned out great with her too. Perfect. Love it. No, it's not too soon to see the movie again. We could go see it tomorrow! Or not. Not is also an option. Just take it easy. Good night, Midnights. Thank you for coming by. Definitely appreciate it. Always. And I like, because of the pole, it really created these nice streakies on the side. I think it really fits with the movie. Just the glitchy, fast nature of it all. All right. That is it for tonight, guys. Zulu, do you have someone for us to raid out to? Let's see where we're going tonight. Who needs our attention and chaos? Lots of soap. Back to soap. Next week we'll be back to soap and bath bomb balance. I do believe. At least that's the plan. Because we still need to make bath bombs. So. Alright. Let's head on over. Let's see what's going on. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and we will see you back on Monday.